Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, what's this? Oh, there we are. All right. So, I got an exciting day planned out today. Um, I got some time, so let's see now. And uh we got like at least an hour and a half, and then we got to take a break, take little Gordy Gord for a walk, and then maybe come back and do another. What do you want, Gordy Gord? Maybe come back and do another hour or so. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's just get started. So let's just share the whole screen. What do you want, Gordon? All right. So I just popped open the Firebase Studio. I said, I'm looking at the extension sections of the Firebase Studio application. Can you review my entire code base and consider which extension continue to develop this project? Okay, I reviewed your project files based on the technologies. I see React, JavaScript, CSS, potentially SQL. Here are some VS Code extensions that could be beneficial to the development workflow of the Firebase Studio. Since you're working with JavaScript, specifically React, helps you find and fix problems in your code, enforcing code styling. And then Prettier is code formatter. Automatically formats your JavaScript, potentially HO could ensure consistency styling across project. Provides helpful code snippets. Helps to visualize code authorship, easily compare revisions. SQL, this. Would you like me to add these recommended extensions? All right, let's do it. So now what we're gonna we're gonna install a bunch of different extensions. We're gonna do a little bit up. So we're just kind of, we got things going. We got a pretty good idea of what's gonna happen in this app. Rebuild environment. Environment configurations has been changed. You may need to rebuild your environment. Okay, me. Okay. Rebuild environment. I don't know. I just want to get it right. I want to get off on the right foot, right? So if it has a bunch of extensions, it's likely you have these extensions for a reason. And I don't know the reason, so I asked the IDE, is that what it's called? The IDE to tell me exactly why I would need these extensions, and based on the project that we're doing, and then so that gives me the extensions. Now, if I don't need them, like if they're like, it's not actually going to force me to use them, but if it's helpful for the project, then we might as well get them plugged in. All right. Enter. Is that say enter? I don't know. I don't know if this is useful, but I like this when I start out like a project. I like to just tell it to review the entire code base. Modules menu page. I have no idea what it's doing. But I suppose it's like creating the page. After a person creates a project, they can click the project. After clicking the project, under the list of projects, they would navigate to the module menu page. The basic page setup will be the same for every project. There are 5 standard modules. Each module will create a separate table which is associated with the project ID, and the project ID is associated with the user ID, so they nest into each other but create separate tables. Do what? Okay. Whoa. Make each project. Come on. All right. So, how are we going to do this? This is on one page. We click the project and then we go into this other page. The issue is that all right, well, let's just start with this stuff. I do have some other ideas, but we can't go too crazy right away. All right, so we need to make a duplicate of this. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? Open that up. All right, so this completely removes the need for that weird looking arrow thing. I don't know how useful this is. I'll add 5 standard module tables, each linked to the project's table. All right. Okay. The image features the UI of the module. What's it called? The modules. Modules menu page. At the top, there is the name of the project. Double-clicking the project name enables the user to rename the project, and it changes the name in the projects table, and therefore the change is visible on the projects menu page. The 5 modules are shown as vision. So I didn't actually finish this idea. The question is, should we have a scoreboard? All right, so we go into the page, right? And like imagine that we already added the objectives page in a scoreboard. And I want to jump into, so I jump into this project and I'm looking at this page. What's the most important thing? The most important thing is actually the scoreboard. But I can't actually see the scoreboard from this view. What happens here is either I'm going to be clicking one of these buttons to create a new entry into the history, or I'm going to be clicking into the history. Now, there is a very close connection between objective and scoreboard. Right here. So what happens is you go through the objectives module. And after you finish talking about the objectives module, this is what gives you the brainstorming session that you need in order to create your task list. Now, when you come back into the app, probably you're going to want to do a touch base, right? But like, who am I going to do the touch base with? And what are we doing the touch base about? That's going to be based on the task list. So if I'm a manager, I'm going to be looking at my task list, and then I'm going to be looking at who's responsible for those tasks. So once you've created a scoreboard, that becomes almost like the primary menu. Right now, it doesn't really feature that. Probably in order to see that scoreboard, I would have to click into the line in the history, which isn't necessarily the most it's not exactly the easiest way to deal with this issue. But I can't really bring the scoreboard to this page because there could be multiple objectives and there could be multiple scoreboards. That means that the scoreboard is attached to the objective. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just leave it like this for now. Is it brainstorm? Brainstorm. Okay, wait. So the project page, it goes into, there's only a list of projects. When you click any of these modules, the module ID number and module type and module name placeholder is added to the modules table. The modules table is used to create a list of modules in the modules that are presented in the history section. The history section is similar to the projects list because it will list all of the modules that have been added to this project in that container. Also, that container has the ability to rename or delete modules using the ... button, and there is a separate table that can be used to record the ordering of the list of modules in the container. The list of modules and the ordering of the modules can be saved on separate tables so that in the future it will be easier to migrate data in the case of an upgrade. Please advise on the best, come on, slow down, best structure for this feature, and then implement. After clicking any of the modules, a new line is added to the history, and there is a letter which is associated with the module type. For example, V O T B C in the future. I'd like to add 2 more buttons which will be editable and where the user can create their own module. Is this the right time to add that feature, or should focus solely on the 5 standard modules? After clicking a module and after a module entry has been added to the history and data has been added to the modules table associated with this project, and its position is recorded on the UI aspect table. The user is automatically sent to the module page. Each module page is roughly the same and features text boxes with questions, which I will tell you what to write in the text boxes, and also input fields for the user to enter information. Each module type will have a separate table where the entries to the module questions will be stored and will connect back to the module menu page, history, items. All right, whatever that means. I just ran out of things to say. Okay. We got a database structure. We got something. Database structure. Custom modules. Let's solely on the 5. $20 minutes. All right. So basically what I just told him was that, well, I guess we're here. So when you click the vision, it's going to send you to the vision page. And then you click that button to go back to the main menu. And then probably you're going to click objective, which is going to take you to this page. Unless you don't have an objective, then you should click brainstorm. Now, I mean, I know how to use the app because I designed it. Are other people gonna, is it like, when you click the vision, probably everyone's gonna click the vision because it's a little bit different. But some people won't. Some people might be like, choose, what's choose? But I mean, then again, there's only 5 options. So that's the point, is to kind of, and each option only has like 5, 6, or even 7 questions. So it's not like it's not rocket science. This is the whole point of this app, is to train new and mid-level managers to think based on these 5 concepts. Jeez, what happened? Well, that's no fun when it just dies halfway through the process. I don't know. Does it help? Is it actually going to like make it better, or is it going to make it worse now that it decided that? I mean, what's the problem here? Okay, that's kind of the same. All right, let's read this first. Your proposed structure using module display order for history list ordering and module-specific tables like vision module data linked to project modules is excellent. Correctly separates the concerns of module instant metadata, display arrangement, and actual content of the module instant. This is a scalable approach. Editable custom modules. While adding custom modules is good future goal, implementing the 5 standard module, the history list, renaming, deleting, ordering, data storage, and navigation is already a substantial task. I strongly recommend solely on the 5 standard modules for now. Renaming, project renaming. Allow renaming from the modules menu page. Yeah, okay, that's in the history section. The flow you described, click the button, create the database entry, update the history UI, navigate to the module page is logical. I'll proceed by updating the database schema. Update the front end components. That's not everything, but starting with the database. The database schema has been updated. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like for me, it's like, oh yeah, so just do everything all at once. And it's like, well, that's kind of a lot to do. But I kind of wanted to get it done at all. I want it in one prompt. Why? Because why couldn't it? Because I don't know what the order should be, how it should actually do it. So I wanted to give it the full concept. All right, we're doing some UI. Now, what does it do this time? Probably this time, I mean, I think it's going to give like similar advice to the last time, but it's also going to notice that some of the stuff has already been done. This is where it messed up last time. Why is it implementing project renaming on double click on the menu? It shouldn't be on the modules menu page. All right, so I wanted to review the work that it did because it messed up twice. I see it missed one of the features. So I don't want the double click to change. I mean, what was I talking about with the double click? Huh. 100%. I took out 100%. Oh, I didn't get 100%. this. See, this is why you want to do touch base. This is basically the concept of touch base in the app. So, because it has a list of tasks that it needs to do, and now, like I'm asking it, like, okay, so how well did you do that? I don't have this in the touch base exactly. What are you working on? What are you going to do today? What do you need? What do you need help with? What are some potential sources of assistance? Can we update status? Now, we don't actually have something in here which is reviewing the work. That's down here. In the recognize outcome section. But actually, even the recognize outcome section, it's not exactly doing what I'm asking this to do. Where I'm asking it to grade itself. No, I don't really want to retype this one. Because I'm going to have to ask him to do this again. Looks like he wants to add some buttons. The navigation element. Generic module page. This component will simply display the project ID and the module instant ID. Okay. All right, now that it has the all right, I want to do one more review. Why is it so weird? Why is it going back and forth? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. A minus. You have successfully built the framework of the complex modules menu page with its history and interaction. We can now continue next. Proceed to populate the generic profile page, create specific module page components. I recommend continue to next steps. Option 1. Where's option 1? All right. Okay, so this is the big deal, right? So the objectives and scoreboard page is more complicated than the other 4 pages. I'm going to start with a simplified objectives and scoreboard page that has all the same features as the other 4 modules. Each of the modules have text boxes. I'm going to provide images. Copy the text from each of the images. Create text boxes with the text from the images. Under each text box is an input box. Each of the modules have separate tables that connect back to the module menu table. Are you ready for the images? All right. Then we got the touch base, we got the brainstorm, we got the choose, and then we got the vision. Okay. Now we're going to build images, vision, objective, I got vision, I got objective. What else do we need? Not scoreboard. We got touch base, brainstorm, and choose. There we go. All right, let's see if we can handle this. We got choose, we got brainstorm. What is that one? We got touch base, we got objective, and we got vision. Okay, we got everything. Jeez. It's going crazy. What? Where you going, Gordon? Gordon? Gordon's going crazy. What the heck just happened? Understood. I'm ready to receive the images. Based on your description, here's a refined plan for implementing the module pages. Receive images. What the? One at a time. All right, so this is it. This is the heavy lifting. So once we're done with this, we're going to take a break. And then I might just come right back on again. Yeah, we got 47 minutes. So, well, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm just going to let this thing hash it out. And mostly I'm just going to be clicking update. So you don't need to watch me do this. Anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes. Stop sharing. See ya.